Hi guys. So I've had a few people comment that they wanted to know how to make poppets. Now, for people who don't understand what a poppet is, think of like a voodoo doll, like the things that you could do with a voodoo doll. Personally, I don't do voodoo. Voodoo definitely consists of a bunch of prayers and stuff like that are very, they're part of a closed thing. You have to actually be initiated into that practice. But I do use poppets, okay? I use my own prayers with it, that kind of thing. Now, to make a poppet, to start off with, okay, this is my petition paper. I purposely used a marker just so it makes it impossible for anybody else to read. But to start off with, little piece of paper, either a pen, marker, crayon, whatever you need to write with. Write the person's name 5 times. And then if you want to bring something into their life, turn it clockwise. If you want to send something away from them, turn it counterclockwise. So, turn your paper, your petition paper, write down what it is that you'd like to bring them, or what it is you'd like to send them away. Turn it again, either their birth date or for this one, seeing as I didn't know the birth date, I put down when I wanted it to start, okay? And then turn it again, one last time, and sign your name. When you're signing your name, sign the name that you go by with your own deities. Personally, my legal name is not it. So I sign my name again 5 times. Now, if you're wanting to bring something into the person's life, you're going to fold that petition paper towards you. If you want to send something away, you're going to fold it away from you. So I'm folding it towards me once, turn it clockwise, fold it twice, turn it one more time, fold it again. And I'm just going to keep doing this until I end up with a little tiny packet. Okay, so there's my packet. This is going to go into the head of my poppet. If you have other items that belong to that person, if you have hair clippings, nails, whatever, you can also add that. I don't have anything like that, so I'm just going to stick with this. And I'm grabbing an extra piece of paper just for a little bit of bulk. And that is going to be the head of my poppet. So, make that into a little bit of a tighter ball. Now, most of the time I use grocery bags for this. Right now, I've got an abundance of packing paper, so packing paper it is. So you take what you're using as your head, put it into the center, and just fold everything down so that you've got something to work with. And then you're going to take your thread. I generally use yarn just because it's faster. And I also tend to try and use a color that kind of resembles what it is I want to bring in. If I'm looking at something that is going to be for love, like for attracting love, then I'll do it in like either pink or red. If I want to bring in money for that person, I'll use green or whatever color money is in that person's country. For me, black is symbolic of basically all things malevolent, all things that are going to go against that person. So from here, literally, you start wrapping just nice and tight to make the neck. Once you have the neck set up, take a pair of scissors, literally just, you're cutting a couple pieces here so you have arms, and then up through the center so you will end up with legs at the end, okay? So I'm going to take this piece that I'm using as one arm, and I'm just using all one strand. I'm going to put this down here so it'll roll a little bit better. And literally just work your paper around until you get the shape that you're wanting. I generally do the arms and the body before I go back to the legs. And when I get back up to the body, I'll do a crisscross just to make that section a little bit more stable. Sorry, tear that up a little bit. So there, so you'll see I did a little bit of a crisscross, and then I'll do the other arm. And then, whoop, out of the way. Sorry, guys. Needless to say, my fur-covered friends like to be in the middle of everything. And I'll go around the body a couple of times. And while you're doing this, you're constantly thinking about that person and what it is that you want brought into their life or taken away from their life. And then once you get down a little ways to where you can start the legs, start in with the legs here. Now I know this will not look super pretty like the ones that you're looking to buy, but keep in mind, this is a Poppet. It's not meant as a decorative item by any means. And other than you, nobody needs to see it. You're the one that's dealing with your Poppet. You're the one that is going to be working with it for however long you feel is necessary. You don't need anything fancy. Okay, so when I get to this point, I've got everything wrapped up so it's not going to come apart. I'll cut the rest of my thread off and tie it off. I will try to tie it off. Apparently I'm not doing so good at tying today. Doesn't need to be perfect. Like I said, you're the only one that's going to see it. And then I will generally take my Poppet. Sorry, we are getting everybody involved in this one today. Now my dog's getting involved. I will generally draw little eyes, nose, and a mouth. Now, once you have your Poppet, keep in mind you have the name of the person, whatever you can get from them inside the head. I will take this from this point on. First of all, for my own practice, I tend to breathe some life into it. Just literally my own breath going into it. Okay. Now, from this point, you can do whatever you want with this. Because of the nature of what I'm doing, personally, I have war water and doom oil upstairs that I will be anointing this guy with. And then he will sit in a box that I have coated over the inside with mirrors to continually return that energy back to this person. So, and when you're working with the Poppets, keep in mind, you can work with this guy for as little or as long as you want. If you want to do a matter of 1 or 2 days and then finish it, you can take this guy and bury him in the earth. Just make sure that the yarn you use, all the material that you put inside it, is going to be safe for the earth, okay? Or you can keep him for decades if you choose to. Just make sure that the longer you keep him, you want to make sure that you're, rechecking in on that spell work, anointing the spell, anointing the doll every once in a while, just to get that energy flowing again. Okay? If you guys have any questions, if you guys want to know how to make war water or doom oil, by all means, let me know and I will add another video. Bye, guys.